Welcome to my tutorial. In this tutorial I want to demonstrate how we can use Microsoft Excel to calculate the parameters of the multiple linear regression. In my previous video I demonstrated how we can use Microsoft Excel to calculate the parameters of simple linear regression. But in this tutorial I want to demonstrate how we can use the same Microsoft Excel to calculate the parameters of the multiple linear regression. In the simple linear regression, we have one response variable and one predictor or explanatory variable. But in the multiple regression, we have one response variable and two or more predictors or explanatory variable, as the case may be. In this tutorial, we have this parameter of this variable. We have corn produced, fertilizer. The corn produced is the response variable, which is y, and the fertilizer applied to the corn is the predictor or independent variable or explanatory variable, which is x1, and the insecticide applied to the corn in order to avoid invasion of the insect, so is another explanatory variable or predictor. We want to determine the contribution of these two variables to the yield of the corn. In doing this, firstly, if you want to compute or calculate the multiple regression in Microsoft Excel, first of all, you go to this menu, you click on data. After clicking on the data, you go to the far right corner, you see this data analysis. You see this data analysis, you click on it. So it's going to give us some dialog box. So it's loading. Good. After it has loaded, it is going to give us series of statistical tools like the ANOVA, two-factor with replication and so on. Then we look for since we are dealing with multiple regression, you scroll down until you get to the regression. This is the regression. You click on it, then you press OK. So it's going to give us another dialog box. Let us adjust it. Now we have this input variable y, that is, we should input all the data in this under this column. Then input variable x, input x range, that is, we should input the fertilizer and the insecticide. Firstly, we are going to enter the values of the input y range. So we click on it, we drag it down, so it has entered. Then followed by input x range, we are going to bring our cursor down here again. Then we click on both fertilizer and the insecticide. You select them all, then it has entered. And the label, if you want this label to come out, we are going to click here. Then if you don't want our constant, which is the intercept, to appear, you click here. But here we want our intercept to appear, then we can click here, the 95% confidence interval, everything will be shown. Then we want to calculate the residual. A lot of things is said that we can calculate, but want to be strict with the multiple regression so that we can easily understand what the initial intention of this tutorial. After selecting all this, where do you want our output to come out? We want it to come out in the new sheet. You click here, So after selecting all the needed items, all the needed box here, the next thing is to click the OK. And after clicking the OK, since we selected the new workbook, this is going to give us another spreadsheet where those output will come out. So that the operation is gone. Now this is the output now. So I want to expand it. Good. It's too large. Ctrl Z. I want to bring it back. So I want to expand this so that we can easily see all our results. So I'm expanding the cell so that we can easily see our outputs, so that I'm going to remove all this dark side. I'm going to remove it. Now I think all the we can decide to reduce the decimal point, so by clicking here. So let's display the decimal point, or let's leave it as it is. Now this is the parameters, and this is the intercept, and this is the slopes, because in multiple regression we have two slopes, b1, beta 1 and beta 2, and again in the multiple regression we can see the coefficient of determinant, and the coefficient of determinant is 0.9991663. Then we can see that these two fertilizer and these two variable, fertilizer and insecticide, contributed about 99% to the yield of the corn. That is, 99% of total variation in corn yield are explained by these predictors. That is, the yield of the corn are explained by these predictors. And again, if you want to interpret this beta 1, which is the fertilizer, we said that for unit change in the fertilizer, the corn yield will increase by 0.65, provided the insecticide is hold constant. That is, insecticide as the effect of the insecticide has been reduced. Then again, for insecticide, if you want to interpret it, we now say for a unit change in the insecticide applied to the corn yield, the corn will increase by 1.11, approximately 1.11 yield of the corn, provided the fertilizer effect is a hold constant. Then again, if you want to interpret the intercept, which is we are going to say provided that fertilizer and insecticide was not applied to the corn will yield by 31.98, approximately 32. And again, we want to see there are a lot of things that are embedded here, because our level of significance is 5%, and we can see our p-value here. We can see that our p-value is less than 0.5, and for the corn yield, which is the p-value of corn yield is 0.04. I'm approximating it, so it shows that the fertilizer application to the corn yield is highly significant. And again, considering the effect of the insecticide based on the p-value is very, very small, here is 0.004, which is tending towards 0. We can see the insecticide applied to the corn it is highly significant for the corn yield, or this corn yield. And also, if you look at the confidence interval, it also shows that if you apply this fertilizer to the corn, there's going to be the yield will be between 0.058 to 1.244158. And also, if we look at the confidence interval for the insecticide here, we see that in the lower limit, it shows that the minimum corn yield will be 0.47, and the upper corn yield will be 1.74. It shows that these two variables, that is the fertilizer application to the corn and the insecticide application to the corn, really affected improve the corn yield of this experiment. Thank you very much for listening to this tutorial. In my next tutorial, we are going to show another software, that is the R programming language that we use to calculate this the same data. Thank you very much, and don't forget to like my channel. If you find value in this tutorial, like my channel, share it, and subscribe to my channel, which is my ultimate goal, because sharing this tutorial is going to help other students across the world. Thank you very much. Bye.